Hello and welcome again. So now I'm gonna be reading two different very short stories just for you to practice pronouncing words in English. So let's go. Let us begin. Please pay attention to my mouth movements and try to practice pronouncing these words yourself. Okay? So there will be the text as I read on the screen. Okay, so let's go. The first short story. We have two. First one. On a scorching hot day, a lion's stomach was rumbling with hunger. He dragged himself out of his cozy den and looked around everywhere. But all he could spot was a tiny hare. He managed to catch the hare, though he wasn't too thrilled about it because he knew it wouldn't satisfy his hunger. Just as he was getting ready to pounce on the hare, his eyes locked onto a deer trotting in his direction. He thought, why settle for this puny hare when I can have that big, juicy deer? So, he decided to let the hare escape and set off after the deer. But it darted away into the woods, disappearing from sight. Now, the lion was left with nothing to munch on, since the hare had also made a speedy exit. So this was the first the first story. I'm gonna want you to repeat this video if you're not able to pronounce all of those words, just as I did. Repeat the video over and over again until you're able to do so. Okay, so let's go to the next story. I'm gonna try to read this one very slowly and carefully. Pay attention to my mouth movements so you can also be able to imitate me. This is very important to practice your accent and your English pronunciation. Okay, let's go. The second story is this one. Hold on. Yes. Under a shady tree, a mother camel and her baby were taking it easy. Out of curiosity, the baby camel pipped up. Hey mom, why do we camels have those big humps? The mom camel gave it a moment's thought and replied, well, kiddo, since we're desert creatures, those humps are like water tanks. They help us store water so we can get by even when there is not much to drink. The little camel pondered this for a bit and then asked, all right, but why are our legs so long and our feet kind of round? Mom camel explained, good question. Our long legs and rounded feet are built for strolling across the desert sands with ease. There was a short pause. And then the baby camel inquired, you know, our eyelashes are pretty long. They sometimes bug me. Why do we have them? Mom Camel nodded and replied, "Those long eyelashes are like nature's goggles. They shield your eyes from the gritty desert sand when the wind decides to kick up." The baby camel seemed lost in thought for a moment. Then he grinned and said, "Got it. So the humps for water storage. The legs are for desert treks. And the eyelashes keep the sand at bay." But seriously, why the whole show when we're chilling at the zoo? So there you have it. These were the two very short stories I had for you. So you could be asking yourself, but teacher, why exactly do you recommend that I read stories and practice my pronunciation like this? Well, it is for improvement. If you want to practice pronunciation and speak better English, you have to practice mouth movements in English. You have to train these parts, exercise them as much as possible, you know? So this is no joke. Keep reading a lot. Read as much pages of books, story books, fiction books, any sort of books, as long as they are in English. They are gonna be of so much help to your English practicing, English speaking practice, and American accent practice. You know, if you want to change your accent, if you want to make it better, then you have to embrace the method of reading. So how exactly are you going to do this? You are going to repeat this video as many times as you have to. Repeat it, read it again and again and again. I'm gonna have these two short stories in the description of the video, as well as in the screen, so you are able to read as you go along. But please, please, please never stop reading, and always do that, okay? So this actually brings results. This actually works because, you know, I've done it myself and I have seen a lot of people do it too. When you read, you practice your mouth posture, your mouth movements, and I encourage you to do what? To exaggerate the way you read. For instance, you're not just gonna say the sand at the bay. No, you're gonna say the sand at the bay. You know, exaggerate the way you pronounce these words, because our mouth muscles here, these lips and the rest of the mouth, they work like rubber, you know? So you stretch it and then it slowly goes back to its original form. But if you stretch it long enough, when it tries to go back to its original form, it is kind of damaged. It is not as it was originally, you know? So it is going to be able to do those movements much better, just like your mouth, okay? So if you stretch it beyond what is normal, beyond what is acceptable and free of pain, you know, you are going to be able to, when you go back to default, it is not going to be the old default. It is going to be a much better position, and that's kind of it. You're gonna be able to do this with so much ease, and I just wish you good luck with your English pronunciation and accent, okay? So come on, repeat this video as much as possible. If you have any questions, any doubts, anything to say, just drop it in the comments and I will be there to check it out and answer. So I will see you on my next video. See you there, and bye-bye.